Okay, welcome everybody. Hello. I'm gonna get set up here. Just sit on 2 blocks to start off with, and we'll wait for people to kind of to check in. Hey. Let's see, what time is it? 8:57 is what my Apple Watch is telling me. So I'm just gonna take a few minutes to just let people come on in. My name is Mychal Prieto. Welcome everybody. When you do check in, just in the comments, if you want to write where you're coming from, where you're checking in from, where you're tuning from. I am broadcasting from the beautiful city of Venice, California, and I'm really excited to practice with everybody today. Wendy, hey, Manish, hey, oh my gosh, the friends are coming in. Amazing, hey. I wish I could see your faces and give you guys a big hug and a squeeze. When this is all done, I'll give you a big hug and a squeeze. Dawn from Bainbridge Island. Cool. Right on, welcome. Yeah, we're gonna get started off in about a minute or so. I'll kind of speak to what I'm gonna be teaching today. And by the way, for this practice, all you're gonna need is a mat. You could use 1 block. We're gonna get started off seated. So if you want to sit on 1 block or 2 blocks, or if you don't have blocks, you can use a pillow or something to just kind of elevate, or you don't have to. You can just kind of cross your legs and sit that way if that feels better. Mychal from Minnesota, what's up? That's got a nice ring to it. Yeah, so speaking on what we're gonna do today, we're gonna kind of cover a lot here. It's going to be a very holistic yoga flow. There will be a little bit of flowing. There will be some strength, but we're going to start off with some pranayama as well as a little meditation. And we'll end with a relaxed meditation as well. I'm going to incorporate some of the bandhas, and whether you're familiar with them or not, don't worry about it. If you've practiced them a bunch, great. If you haven't, don't worry about it. I'll speak to those guys a little bit throughout the practice, or when we do incorporate them. Susanna, hey. So yeah, I think we'll give it like another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll get started again. All you're gonna need is your mat, a block if you would like to start seated on that, or a pillow. I'm gonna incorporate some things that I've learned from a few of my favorite people, one of them being my lovely partner, and Aaron Ward, and another being great teacher, Kevin Courtney, who I got to spend time with a couple of weeks ago while a lot of this was going on. I was in a week-long tech-free retreat in Crestone, Colorado, and so I didn't know too much about what was going on in the outside world during that time, but we were really deep in practice, and it couldn't have been, it was the best place for me to be at that time. And so I'm going to incorporate some things that I've learned as well over the years with Travis and Lauren. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, thumbs up. Okay, cool. So I like to sit in this supported hero's pose, so a block or two or pillow there, and then I'm going to slide my ankles around the blocks and come up into a nice seat here. And for this, I'm just going to ask for the right hand to be cupped and the top of your left hand to just be resting right there in the palm of the right hand. So take a moment to sit up nice and tall, move your seat up and back if you need to. And we'll take a moment to just lengthen the spine. We'll take a moment to relax the shoulders, and we'll start to just integrate some breath here. First and foremost, we'll go ahead and just start off together, taking 4 deep inhales through the nose and deep exhales. So when you're ready, go ahead and empty out the breath, and then take a full inhale in, and open up the mouth. Second breath in. Breath in. And this last breath together in. And breath out. If the eyes are softly closed, go ahead and open. And we're going to start off with several rounds of Kapalabhati. If you've practiced this before, you know the technique. If you haven't, it is basically a focusing on the exhale out of the nose consistently. And at the same time, there's a snap back, a pull back with the belly, navel drawing back towards the spine. Don't worry if you don't get it right the first time. We're going to do 3 rounds. You'll do your best. It is a practice. So go ahead, and we're going to start off by reaching the arms overhead. With the first 4 fingers, you're going to curl those into the palms. Your thumbs are going to be pointed upwards. Arms can be a little bit wide to give the shoulders, the neck a little bit of space. You're going to go ahead and take a breath in. You'll take a breath out. And then a halfway breath in. And then we'll begin. So we're going to get 36 breaths here. Pumping in and out. Take your last full exhale, and then inhale. Retain the top of the inhale, spread the fingertips wide, and then exhale out. Relax the arms back into the lap. We're going to take 4 breaths in and out in between, so take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. We'll go ahead and take 3 more breaths like that. You can think Ujjayi breaths here, so in through the nose, out through the nose, creating that subtle constriction at the back of the throat. This second round that we're going to go into is going to be 54 breaths. So take your last exhale out, and then go ahead and reach the arms up. First 4 fingers curl into the palms, so take a halfway inhale. And then we'll begin. Four, 3, 2, 1. Take a full inhale. Retain the inhale, spread the fingertips. If you're familiar with Mula Bandha, go ahead and activate that. If you're familiar with Uddiyana Bandha, activate that. Pull the navel up and back. If you're familiar with Jalandhara Bandha, raise the chest, tuck the chin, and exhale, arms come back into the lap. We'll go ahead and take 4 more deep breaths in and deep breaths out here just to settle and reset. So again, as we're breathing, as we're doing this skull shining breath, you're focused just on the exhales out of the nose, and the navel is pumping back towards the spine as you exhale. This last round we're gonna do is 108 breaths. So take your last breath in here, take your last breath out, and then go ahead and draw the arms up overhead. First 4 fingers come into the palms, and then take a halfway breath in. And for 108, begin. Four, 3, 2, 1. Empty out the breath. Take a full inhale. Retain the inhale. Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, Moolam Bandha. If you've got them, energy locks are pulling inwards and upwards. A tuck of the chin. If you've got the Jalandhara Bandha, hold for 3, 2, 1, and exhale the breath out. We'll take 4 breaths here together, in through the nose, and out through the nose. As you take these next 3 breaths, just checking in with how that particular pranayama, how that particular breath technique is stimulating the nerves, stimulating the nervous system, maybe tingles in the body, maybe a little more energy in the body, in the brain, in the mind. And then after that last exhale here, we'll go ahead and lift off of your seat. You can slide your blocks or pillows, props off to the side. And then we're gonna go ahead and come into a child's pose. So you'll bring the knees wide, bring the big toes together to connect. If the arms feel fine reaching out in front of you, go ahead and reach them there. You can also reach them behind the legs towards the back of your space. If the arms are reaching out in front of you, go ahead and lift and spread the fingertips, and then let them land softly. Just taking a few breaths here, letting the head be heavy. If it feels okay, you can kind of lightly move side to side, massaging the forehead. And if you've massaged the forehead, you'll find stillness with the head. This next movement that we're going to kind of create a little vinyasa concept here. We're going to move from cow pose back to child's pose, and we're going to do that with the breath. Sometimes it'll help to slide the hands inwards towards the knees as you come to your cow pose, and then sliding the hands back out as you come to your child's pose. So go ahead and empty out the breath, and then we'll begin. On the inhale, you're going to draw forwards. You'll arch the tail, you'll tilt it towards the sky, and then on the exhale, you're going to tuck the chin, pushing the hips back into child's pose. And then inhaling, sliding the hands in, tilting tail towards the sky, keeping a tuck of the chin at the top, and then exhaling back into your child's pose. And that's how this flow is going to begin. Inhaling to cow, and exhaling child's pose. Inhaling to cow, and exhaling child's pose. We'll take 4 more. Inhaling, a little more movement in the spine, and exhaling, sinking the hips down. Inhaling, and exhaling. Last 2 rounds. So let the movement take the full shape of the breath. Top of the inhale, top of the cow, and bottom of the exhale, the bottom of your child's pose. One more time, inhale, and exhale to child's pose. And taking a few breaths here in child's pose. And the next movement we're going to come into is adding a downward facing dog. So in a moment we'll shift forwards back into cow, and then on the exhale we'll come into downward facing dog. On the inhale we're going to drop the knees, and on the exhale we'll come back to child's pose, and we'll flow that a few times. So go ahead and empty out the breath. Exhale. And then we'll begin. Inhale, coming to cow. Exhale, tucking the toes, hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, softly dropping the knees. And exhale, back to child's pose. We'll continue to move. Inhaling to cow. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, dropping the knees softly. And exhale, child's pose. Inhale to cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, dropping the knees. And exhale, child's pose. We'll take 3 more. Inhale to cow. Make the movement nice and slow. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, softly dropping the knees. And exhale, child's pose. Last 2. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This next inhale, come back to a tabletop position. And then exhale to downward facing dog. You can adjust your downward facing dog. For this first one, let's make it a little bit wider. So have the hands and the feet about mat width. And just settle into your breath a couple of rounds here. See how much length you can find in your downward facing dog from the fingertips all the way to the back, the bottom of the tail. If it feels good to kind of pedal out the feet here, you can pedal out the feet. And the next little flow we're going to come into is transitioning from a downward facing dog to a plank. And this first plank, we're going to hold it for a little bit longer. So if you're pedaling, go ahead and slow down the pedal, pause the pedal. And then your next inhale, you're going to draw forwards to the top of a push-up plank position here. So shoulders are stacked over the wrist, fingers are spreading. And if at any point in time during this first plank, you feel like you need to drop the knees down to keep the integrity in the arms and the shoulders, please feel free to do so. Again, this first one, we're just going to hold it a little bit longer, just starting to build a little bit of heat and strength in the shoulders and in the core. And what I want you to focus on during this plank, and as we transition from plank to downward facing dog, is finding a tuck and a squeeze with the tail here. So thriving as opposed to surviving in a plank. Many of us come into a plank position and we're just trying to kind of hold on for dear life, and we're kind of anticipating when the teacher is going to say, okay, plank is done. Try to let go of that anticipation here and survive and put your body in thrive. So squeeze the glutes inwards towards one another, and that's going to help to activate your core, activate the obliques even more here. So try to turn on the quads as well, so you're sliding the kneecaps upwards towards the hips a tiny bit. See if you can push your chest further away from the floor and soften your shoulders away from the ears a little bit more here. You're gonna hold it for a few more seconds. If the arms start to shake, embrace it. Use your breath to calm the nervous system down. Take one more full inhale. And then downward facing dog on the exhale. And we'll begin to flow this. Inhale, shifting forwards to plank. Squeezing the glutes. And exhale, hips up high. Glutes lengthen, hamstrings lengthen. Inhale to plank. And exhale, down dog. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And this next time you're going to inhale. And from here, we'll slowly lower the hips down to hover above the floor. Toes are going to stay tucked, so you're kind of in a supported up dog, making sure that the arms are staying straight, shoulders staying away from the ears. You're just coming into a slight back bend, opening up the front side of the hips. Maybe even smile. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, downward facing dog. From here, go ahead and bend the knees, look forwards, take a breath in, and then exhale, take some steps all the way up to the top of your mat. So the feet come between the hands, coming into a forward fold and hang. Have the feet be about hip width here, maybe a little bit wider, and then we're just gonna grasp opposite elbows, sway a little bit side to side. See if you can find a tiny knee bend or maybe a deep knee bend here. And go ahead and switch the grip of the elbows. Let the head hang heavy. If the eyes were open, they would be looking between your legs towards the back side of the space. And then go ahead and release, relax the elbows, hands down to the floor. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine halfway, draw the heart and chest out, but maintain a tuck of the chin here. So trying to not let the eyes and the chin untuck and look outwards, but staying down. And then exhale to fold. We'll take a few more. Inhale, lengthen, keeping the chin tucked. And then exhale to fold. One more time. Inhale to lengthen, spine gets longer. And then exhale to fold. From here, take a full breath in, circle the arms up towards the sky. And then hands to prayer at the center of the chest. And then we're just going to pause here. Mountain pose, Tadasana. You can keep the hands in prayer, or you can bring the arms down by the sides of your body. And we're just going to take some breaths together, really calm, not much effort with your breath here, but just noticing, how's my body feeling so far? After a little bit of pranayama, after a little bit of vinyasa movements, what am I noticing in my body? Can I stand a little bit taller? And as opposed to just kind of standing here on your 2 feet, try to stand with some integrity. So place a little more weight in the heels. Have a slight tuck of the tail downwards towards the heels so you feel the glutes subtly contracting. Soften the frontal rib cage down so you feel the core subtly contracting. Feel the shoulders drape and melt away from the ears so they soften. And then if you could imagine your head was like a balloon filled with helium, and that visualization, so kind of ascending upwards towards the sky, yet maintaining a soft tuck of the chin. So head is levitating away from the shoulders, crown's levitating away from the shoulders, yet the rest of the body is somewhat rooting downwards. I'm going to come into a variation of the A's with a bit of a twist here at the top. So we'll take a breath in. Let take a breath out. And then we'll circle the arms up on the inhale. And on the exhale, you're going to twist to the right. So right arm's going to reach back, left arm is going to reach ahead. And then from here in this position, we want to try and keep the arms straight like a T. So try not to let that left arm reach ahead if the chest isn't fully opened up to the right. And then notice that your right hip is not traveling backwards, but see if you could still kind of wrap your outer right hip to point straight ahead. We'll stay here for a few breaths. On the inhale, thinking again, crown is growing nice and tall, creating space in the spine. On the exhale, you're opening up into that twist, maybe a centimeter, maybe a little less than that, maybe a little bit more. We'll take one more breath in, take one more breath out. And then on the inhale, circle the arms back up towards the sky, turn to face ahead. On the exhale, you're going to twist to the left here this time. So left arm reaching back, right arm reaching ahead. And if you notice, my chest is kind of opened in this direction, so my arms are going to be opening wide from side to side, like a big T. So I'm not cranking my left arm back, I'm not cranking my right arm back, but they're staying right in alignment with one another. At the same time, my left hip is now wrapping forwards, pointed towards the front of the room. Integrating your breath here so that you get taller, and at the same time you get a little deeper into the twist. And take one more breath in, take one more breath out. And then on the inhale, circle both arms up towards the sky, palms could connect, and then exhale to fold. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, plant the hands, step your right foot back, step your left foot back, and let that exhale continue to lower you all the way down to the floor. Tops of the feet flat, we're setting up for cobra here, so hug and squeeze elbows inwards. Wrap and roll shoulders away from the ears, and then take an inhale, come up into your first cobra. Notice the chin is staying tucked, and then exhale, soften back down. We'll take that 2 more times. Inhale, cobra, and exhale to soften. One more time. Inhale to cobra. This time we're going to pause here at the top. So the body is staying motionless, but you're still moving your breath here. If your eyes were open, they're looking down straight at your mat, so they're not looking out ahead. Chin is staying tucked. Crown is growing longer all the way down through the spine. Elbows hug and squeeze a little bit tighter, so you really start to turn on and activate the muscles between the shoulder blades. You'll take one more inhale, and then downward facing dog on the exhale. And then as we settle into this downward facing dog, you're going to step your feet about a half a foot to a foot closer to your hands. So you're going to shorten your stance of the downward facing dog. Your left arm is going to lift up, and it's going to reach across and grab the outer right shin or ankle. So you're coming into a little subtle twist here, 3-legged downward facing dog. Your eyes might look underneath your right armpit. And then you'll go ahead and replace your left hand where you got it from, and we'll switch sides. Right arm's going to reach across. Grab the outer left shin or ankle here. Still pushing strongly through the left hand, the left palm, inner and outer edge. And then you'll go ahead and replace your right hand where you got it from. You'll go ahead and take that regular stance of your downward facing dog. And then we'll continue to move from here. Take an inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. On the exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Take an inhale, lengthen out halfway. And then exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms towards the sky, maybe slight lean back. And then exhale, hands to prayer center of the chest. We'll continue to flow that now. 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Take an inhale, circle up. And exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, circling up. And exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale, circling up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, plant the hands, step left foot back, step right foot back, continue to lower down to the floor. Tops of the feet flat, cobra on the inhale, and down dog on the exhale. We'll take a few breaths here together in downward facing dog, thinking ujjayi breath here. Again, in through the nose, out through the nose. That subtle sound, almost like you're gonna fog up a mirror in front of your face. And for the next 3 rounds of these A's, we're just gonna hang out in downward dog for a breath. So last full breath here. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. And then exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Take an inhale, lengthen out halfway. And exhale to fold. Inhale, circling the arms. Exhale, palms to prayer. Inhale, circling up. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or hopping back. You'll lower, and if you'd like to come into upward facing dog on the inhale, feel free. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale in your down dog, and exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards, and exhale, step or hop to the top. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circling up. And exhale to Tadasana. 2 more rounds. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, vinyasa. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale, down dog. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. With an inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. And exhale, hop or step to the top. Inhale, draw the heart and chest out. And exhale to fold. Inhale, circling up. And exhale, palms to prayer. 1 more time together. Inhale, circling up. And exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, your vinyasa will meet in a downward facing dog, allowing your breath to guide you through each movement. Full breath in and down dog. Full breath out. Inhale, bend the knees, look ahead. And exhale, step to the top or hop. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale to fold. Inhale, circling up. And palms to prayer on the exhale. Go ahead and release the arms down by your side. We'll move on from here. And again, just taking a couple of breaths, just noticing how those felt. Breath to movement connection. So from here, go ahead, take your last exhale. And then on the next inhale, we're gonna come into chair pose. So inhaling, sinking the hips back and reaching the arms out ahead. They can be a little bit wider. If a traditional chair pose works better for you with the arms out in front of you, if there's shoulder injuries for whatever reason, please feel free to take this variation. Otherwise, Arms can be overhead, pinkies are spiraling towards one another, sinking a little bit deeper in your seat, and then we're gonna integrate a round of Kapalabhati here, so that breath that we did seated. So go ahead, take a full inhale, take a full exhale, a halfway inhale, and then begin. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a full inhale through the nose and exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen out, and exhale, plant the hands, take a vinyasa, stepping or hopping through it, cobra or up dog, and then downward facing dog. And from here, lift your right leg up on the inhale. On the exhale, right knee to the right elbow, shift forwards. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Exhale to the left elbow, take a twist. Inhale, reach it up. Back to the right elbow, exhale. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to the left elbow. One more round, inhale, reach it up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, reach it up. And this time step it through as you exhale between the hands, top of your mat. And then go ahead and drop and soften your left knee down onto the floor. Bring the top of the left foot flat. If you're on a pretty hard surface, you can always double fold your mat, or you can place a soft pillow or blanket there. You're gonna go ahead and bring the hands up onto the thigh and then onto the hips here. So you're in a lunging position, right knee is stacked somewhat over the right ankle, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders relaxed. Just taking a couple of breaths. And here's where you could potentially use one of your blocks. So just in case you can have that nearby, you could also use a water bottle, and that might be best used at its highest height. So from here, you're gonna go ahead and circle the arms up towards the sky on an inhale. And then on the exhale, the right hand is gonna grab the left wrist and you're gonna lean over to your right. So if this doesn't work, for a little more stability, you can use your block and plant your right hand on the block. And we're just gonna take a few breaths here. Inhaling, breathing into the whole left side of the body, expanding that outwards. At the same time, breathing into the front of the left thigh, the quads, the hip flexors. We'll take one more breath in. We'll stay for the exhale. And then on the inhale, you circle the arms back up towards the sky and a twist to the right on the exhale. Very similar to how we did it in Tadasana during the series of A's. Inhale to reach up through the crown of the head. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper. We'll stay here for a few more breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And then from here, your right hand is going to go ahead and come onto your left hamstring. On the inhale, you're going to reach the left arm up and overhead, and you might find a slight lean back with your torso. Pick a point of focus for the eyes, drishti, a focal point. Stay for one more exhale, and then we're going to reverse that. So on the inhale, arms will come back out to a T. Stay for the exhale, and then inhale, circle the arms up towards the sky. On the exhale, bring the hands down to frame your right foot. Good. Now, you can keep your left hand where it's at or widen it a couple of inches. I find that widening it gives me a little more space to lean into. You're going to go ahead and lean into the left hand. You're going to reach back with your right arm as you bend your left knee, and you're going to grab the top of your left foot. From here, leaning into the left hand, you're going to lean the chest back, and at the same time, turn the chest, turn the heart to face the sky. And then we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So at the same time that the right hand is pulling the left foot in, the left foot is pushing the right hand back. So you have this slight bow-like sensation and feeling going on in the leg. That's going to help to open it up a little bit more and make this stretch a little more active. We'll take it for one more breath in, and then softly release the top of the foot on the exhale. Bring the right hand back outside of your right foot. Slide the left hand back in on your mat if you slid it out. From here, you're going to tuck the left toes. You're going to lift the left knee off of the floor, and then we'll step back to a downward facing dog. We'll go ahead now and take an inhale, reach the left leg up towards the sky. On the exhale, left knee to the left elbow. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to the right. One more round, inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, lengthen through the left heel. And exhale, softly step it through top of the mat between the hands. You'll soften your right knee down onto the floor, top of the right foot flat. And you're going to go ahead and crawl the hands up to the thigh. And then up to the hips. That block that was on your right side, you could transfer that over to your left. Just taking a few moments here, sitting up nice and tall. And I find for stability, for a little extra stability in some of these half kneeling positions or stances, that when you really activate that back glute, that helps to create stability. Also magnetizing the front heel and the back knee towards one another, that helps to turn on muscles around your inner thighs, adductors, and when the leg muscles are active, you've got a nice, solid, stable foundation here in the legs. We'll go ahead and reach the arms up towards the sky, take a full breath in. And on the exhale, left wrist grabs the right hand and start to lean over to the left. Again, you could also do that option of placing the hand on the block. Whatever you find more stability with, you're just taking a few breaths. And breathing into the whole right side of your body here. So from the right knee, outer right thigh, even the front of the right thigh, all the way through the obliques, the side body, the rib cage muscles, the intercostals, the right lat muscles, all the way up to triceps, forearms through the pinky. We'll take one more breath in, and we'll stay for the exhale. We'll release and circle the arms up on the inhale, and then twisting to the left on the exhale. And staying here for a few breaths, trying to stay a little bit taller. Using your inhales to create space in the body, creating space in the spine. And using your exhales to kind of move into that new space that you just created with your inhale. From here, with your left hand, you're going to go ahead and lightly place that on the right hamstring. And then on the inhale, you're going to reach the right arm up and overhead. And maybe find a slight lean back. Again, finding a steady gaze for the eyes, a drishti, a focal point. And you're just leaning back till it feels really good. So if you notice some not good sensations in the lower back, you just lessen the lean. And then we're going to go ahead and reverse this. On your next exhale, go ahead and reach the arms back out to a T. And then inhale, circle the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame the left foot. And then if you move that first hand out to the side, you'll move your right hand out to the side a little bit here, maybe off of the mat. And then you're going to go ahead and bend your right knee in with your left hand. You're going to reach back and grab the top of that foot. You're going to lean into the right hand and then opening up the chest, kind of bowing the chest, getting wide from collarbone to collarbone. And just taking a few breaths. Keeping the right shoulder away from the ear. It might want to scrunch. Try to not let that happen, and imagine like you could push even more firmly, strongly through the heel of the right hand so you keep some integrity in that right arm and shoulder. Take one more breath in, and then softly release the top of that right foot. Bring the left hand back outside the left foot. Slide the right hand back into frame. And go ahead and tuck the right toes. Lift the right knee off of the floor, and then step the feet back to a downward facing dog. And then from here, take an inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. And then exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale to fold. And then we're going to stay folded here. Have your feet at least hip width, and if you'd like to use the first two fingers to hook the big toes, we'll take this variation, or if you want to get a little bit deeper and the body's open, you can slide the hands, palms underneath the feet. You'll take an inhale, lengthen, and then exhale to fold. Let the head get heavy, let the elbows flare lightly side to side. Taking a couple deep, slow breaths in, deep, slow breaths out. And then slowly release the hook or the feet and the hands. We'll go ahead and take an inhale to lengthen out. On the exhale, you're going to plant the palms and step back to a downward facing dog. And we'll move on from here. Take an inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky. On the exhale, softly step your right foot through between the hands. You're going to spin your back heel flat, and we'll come up into a warrior two here. Left arm coming back, right arm reaching ahead. And then the first thing we'll start to do is integrate the breath here. So nice, deep, steady flow of breathing. And it's the breathing more than anything else that's going to help to relax and calm the mind, which will help to relax and calm the nervous system here. And you'll find that after a few smooth, steady breaths, even in a position that requires some engagement, that you can usually sink a little bit deeper into it. That's what your brain is saying, no, don't go deeper, that takes more effort. But see if you can resist that language of the lower mind and tap into your inner teacher here and sink a little bit deeper. Nice. Reach from fingertip to fingertip, root through the outer back edge of that foot, and then go ahead, flip the front palm towards the sky. Take an inhale, reach back and reverse. And then exhale, we're going to come into a side angle. Elbow can rest on top of the thigh, or if you'd like to, you can bring that hand down inside the foot or on a block. And if it feels appropriate, you can reach your left arm up and overhead towards the front of your space. And as we're breathing here, see if you can do your best to kind of wrap and roll your rib cage, wrap and roll the heart up towards the sky. Find a steady gaze for the eyes. If the hand is on the floor, try and be light on the fingertips, almost like you don't even need them because the core is engaged so much. Or if the hand's on a block, same thing. If the elbow's on the thigh. Try and be very light there. Try to not lean or dump into it. We'll take one more breath out. And then on the inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Step your right foot back. Take a vinyasa and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Inhale, left leg reaching up. And exhale, left foot stepping ahead. Right heel spins flat. Warrior two on the inhale. So coming into it on the other side. We'll talk a little bit more about the alignment points here. So if you're looking down at your left knee, making sure that it's stacked over your left ankle. For a lot of us, it tends to be behind. So see if you can lean into that a little bit more. Get light on your left toes and really drive the left heel downwards through the floor. And then the outer edge of your right foot, make sure that that's rooting so you have a little lift in the arch of your right foot. And then imagine like you were pushing something away from yourself through the outer edge of the right foot. So the right leg becomes a little more engaged. Try and find a very, very gentle tuck and engagement of the glutes. Feet magnetizing towards one another. Hips and pelvis are lowering, but at the same time, the spine from the root to the crown is drawing a little bit taller. Core is hugging inwards. So you're maintaining strength in the midsection. And then go ahead and flip the left palm towards the sky. Take an inhale, reach back, reverse. And then exhale, find your variation of side angle. It could be elbow on thigh with the arm reaching up. It could be elbow on thigh with the arm reaching overhead. Or it could be hand on the block or the floor inside of that left foot. Any variation for that right arm, and then start to integrate your breath here. And can you give yourself some positive encouragement, some positive feedback here? You got this, you got this. I'm strong. Let those thoughts, positive thoughts, manifest in the body. You'll stay here for one more exhale. And then on the inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands down to the floor. Step your left foot back. Take a vinyasa. And we'll meet in a downward facing dog. And then we're going to turn that into a flow. So go ahead and take one more breath in your dog. Take one more breath out. And then we'll begin on the inhale, right leg reaches up. Exhale, right foot plants ahead. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, pause. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the floor. Take your vinyasa. Let your breath guide you down and guide you to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts on the inhale. Left foot steps through exhale. Inhale to warrior two. You'll settle in it for the exhale. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, cartwheel hands to floor, vinyasa, or skip it and meet in the downward facing dog. Good. Take an inhale, right leg reaches up. Exhale, right foot steps through. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, settle deeper. Inhale, reach back, reverse. And exhale, side angle. Inhale, reach back, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the floor and then pause there.
And then spin and pivot your left toes to point ahead so that you're in a runner's lunge here. So right foot ahead, left foot back, left toes, right toes, pointed in the same direction, front of your space, front of your mat. And then from here, what we're gonna do, and you might use a block underneath the left hand, you might not, but you're gonna start to reach your right arm towards the sky as you lean into the left hand. So coming into a little twist here. And then from here, start to magnetize your feet towards one another. So really starting to create and cultivate some strength in the legs here. You'll take a nice big inhale through the nose, engage the core. Take a nice exhale, engage it a little bit more. And then inhale, you're gonna rise into a crescent twist. So right arm reaching back, left arm reaching ahead. And from here, with the right hand, go ahead and place that on the left hamstring, and then on the inhale, reach the left arm up towards the sky. So just like how we did in that kneeling position, just kind of setting you up for this peak pose here. See if you can sink a little bit deeper. And then we're going to reverse these steps. Take your next exhale to open up the arms. And then inhale, circle the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame, step the right foot back, move through a vinyasa, and we'll come into downward facing dog. Good, and then in downward facing dog, go ahead and lift the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step the left foot ahead, top of the mat. Inhale to warrior two. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, hands to the earth, and then pausing there. Planting the hands, spinning your right toes ahead. Feet are at least hip width here. That's going to give you a little more stability. And then from here, you're going to lean into the right hand. You'll reach the left arm up towards the sky. Softening the right shoulder away from the ear. Trying to cultivate some good core abdominal engagement here before we move upwards. So take another breath in. Engage the core on the breath out. And then inhale, rising into that crescent twist. Staying solid with the breath, staying solid with the legs, staying engaged with the core, and staying engaged and focused with your mind. But go ahead and bring that left hand to the back of your right hamstrings, and then on the inhale, reach up and maybe lean back. Inhales to create space. Exhale to sink a little deeper. Last few breaths here. Take one more inhale. And arms tee out on the exhale. Inhale, circle the arms up towards the sky, crescent pose. And then exhale, hands come down, step that left foot back, take your final vinyasa here. Take a big inhale through the nose, and open up the mouth. We'll take 3 more big inhale through the nose, open up the mouth. So loud so that everybody can hear this through the internet, through Facebook. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and soften the knees down to the floor. Crawl your knees ahead between your hands at the top of your mat. And then either cross the legs or swing the legs left or right. You're going to come onto your butt and you're going to come onto your back. And you go ahead and give the knees a hug and a squeeze into the chest. Find a little rock side to side. And then go ahead, take an easy twist to the right. You can cactus the arms or you can tee the arms. Left thigh over the right thigh. Eyes could be up towards the sky or over the left shoulder. Just taking a couple of deep breaths. And then on your next inhale, draw the knees up and over. And on the exhale, dropping the knees, legs off to the left. And go ahead, inhale, draw the knees up and over. Give them a nice big hug and squeeze. Take an exhale, squeeze in a little bit tighter. And then take a full inhale through the nose, curl the forehead up to meet the nose. Retain the top of the inhale as you're curled up into this little ball. Squeeze the hands, squeeze the feet, even squeeze the face. Take another sip of air in through the nose. And then exhale. Find your final position of rest here. Coming into Savasana. And if you have the space to take up with your body, please take up as much space as you can. If you've got pillows or bolster to lay underneath the backs of the knees, please feel free to place that underneath the knees. Settle the shoulders down the back. We're just going to take a full scan through the entire body here and starting with bringing awareness to the crown of the head, allowing the crown of the head to soften, and bringing the awareness to the space of the forehead, the third eye, allowing those muscles to relax and soften. And bringing the space between the eyebrows, just below the third eye, to soften and relax. No control over the breath. Bringing the awareness to the eyelids and having them relax and soften. And the awareness to the eyeballs. Feel the eyes getting heavier and softening deeper towards the floor. Again, zero effort in your breath here, so letting go of any control, letting go of any pranayama, ujjayi breath, letting that go. Let the breath take place naturally. No effort, no sound. And bring the awareness to the cheeks and let the cheeks soften. And bringing the awareness to the hinge of the jaw. Allowing the hinge of the jaw to relax, ungrip, unclench, so much so that there's space between the upper and lower teeth. You feel the facial muscles slide down on the sides of the face towards the floor, submitting to gravity. Allowing the neck muscles to relax.
allowing the heart to get heavier and soften in its place. Allowing the solar plexus, space between the frontal rib cage and the belly button, allowing that to soften. Allowing the navel just below the belly button to soften and relax. And allow that to radiate to the shoulders, softening, relaxing. Down the arms, the biceps, triceps, even the elbows, relaxing, getting heavier. The forearms and the wrists, relaxing. The palms, open and receptive, yet relaxing. The fingertips, the thumbs, the index fingers, the middle fingers, ring fingers, the pinky fingers, relaxing. Letting that radiate to the upper, the middle, the lower back. Feel that relaxing, getting heavier. The pelvis, the muscles around the hips and the pelvis, sacrum, the sockets of the hips, relaxing, softening. The thighs, hamstrings, and the knees softening. Calves, the shins, and the ankles relaxing, getting heavier. The soles of the feet relaxing. The pinky toes, fourth, third, second, and the big toes relaxing. And if you have time to continue to relax here in this position, hopefully in a state of bliss, please feel free to enjoy this Savasana in a completely relaxed state. Otherwise, we're going to officially call this practice over. Thank you very, very much for checking in and tuning in from all the places, from Phoenix, from Ontario, everywhere else around the world. Tomorrow we've got Denise teaching. She'll be teaching every Friday. That's going to be at 9 a.m. Same time, same place. This was day 4 of 14 days of meditation and yoga through Inner Dimension TV. If you haven't checked out the platform yet, I think now is probably one of the best times to check it out, as most of us are kind of in our homes. Thank you, Yvette from LA, representing. Yeah, give it a shot. We've got a lot of meditations, so many different types of yoga, power, yin, and everything in between. Pranayama, there's a functional fitness body weight program on there that I put together. There's core classes. There are a lot. So check it out if you haven't already. Highly encourage you. Thank you for practicing with me today. I'll get to these comments soon. Love you guys. My message is that fear is the biggest virus of them all. So let's try to move, breathe, and think from a place of love, and remind yourself that you're going to be safe, and everyone around you as well. Be smart, be healthy, be safe. Love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye.